Dang it, Bobby. Didn't I tell you to use the widescreen camera when you're taking videos of these 1022s? They don't all fit in one picture. Welcome to another short edition of Cranky Gun Reviews. And I warned you guys a couple of weeks ago, don't buy Ruger 1022s unless you don't mind them multiplying. So here's the 1022 laminated stock that I had that I picked up not that long ago. My 1022 takedown in the Magpul stock, and this beautiful rifle right here. That is a new one that I just got yesterday. That is a 1022 factory target model with the 20-inch hammer forged stainless steel barrel. I believe it has a BX trigger group in it as well, and it has a Nikon scope on it. That's a 3 to 9 by 40 scope on it. And this little beauty right here, this is one that I just got today. So these two here, again, the last video I talked about 1022s, I kind of talked about the want to build a target model. Take a standard receiver 1022, put a bull barrel on it and a better stock and do some work to it. Well, I was in a local gun store the other day, and I was looking at a 22 revolver that I wanted to get, but it was more money than I really wanted to spend, and they weren't going to give me very much in trade. I was trying to trade in my Charter Arms Pathfinder, and I was going to get a SP-101 Ruger revolver, but it was like $500 for the revolver. They were only going to give me $150 in trade for my Charter Arms, so I decided to keep it, and instead they had this beauty there, and I just had to have it. So instead of getting the revolver, I ended up getting this beaut. It's got a gorgeous laminated wood stock on it, nice hammer forged bull barrel, and this Nikon Pro Staff scope on it. So that was the whopping price of $400. It was used. It was very lightly used. There's almost no nicks or scrapes or anything on the stock. The barrel bore was in excellent shape. It was well cleaned inside when I got it, so that was well worth the money that I spent on that. And really the justification for it was, well, if I'm going to build one anyway, if you figure you can buy a stripped receiver for around $80, and then you got to put a bolt and everything else in it, that's not really worth the money. So what I was going to do was buy a base model 1022 and a bull barrel and a stock and a trigger group and kind of put it all together. Well, when I added the numbers up, it came out to a lot more than $400. And this guy being what it is, the factory target model, I really like the way these look, and I'd heard some pretty good things about them, so that's what I ended up picking up. And then this beaut here with the Butler Creek folding stock on it came from a buddy of mine. We were going back and forth, and I was telling him that I wanted to build some, and I'd been looking on eBay for these stocks for a while. And the funny thing, eBay's got some really weird stuff going on right now where they basically look at something like this that, folds underneath the other side of the gun, and it's got this pistol grip thingy on here, which this must make it an assault rifle. So basically anything that eBay deems as parts for an assault rifle, parts that can be used on an assault rifle, parts that look like they might go on some type of rifle that might be an assault rifle, or any of the above, or any combination of the above, they're kind of strictly regulating that kind of stuff. And I understand from their lawyer standpoint, they don't want to be held liable for anything going on, but it's really annoying. So I actually had some Mini 14 magazines that I sold, and I sold them. The guy paid me, and then they canceled the auction after it was sold. So I had to track the guy down through PayPal, get his address, and ship him the stuff because I'd already gotten paid for it. And they said that they closed the auction for reasons of it being possibly used for an assault rifle, which a Mini 14, as anybody knows, is not an assault rifle. It's just some bogus lawyer out there in California saying what you can and can't do. But anyway, so I'd been watching a bunch of these Butler Creek stocks, and they kept disappearing for the same reason. People were saying that they were, possibly used on an assault rifle, even though, big scary 1022 is an assault rifle. Well, it's not. We know that, but they don't know that. So my buddy had built this one, and we were talking back and forth. I was going to buy the stock off him for a very reasonable price. And as it turns out, he was looking for a 410 shotgun. I have two of them, so I ended up trading him one of my Mossberg 410 shotguns and some ammo for this guy. And then he ended out also buying my stainless steel Marlin 60. So that went to fund some of this guy here. So now my two 10-22 rifles have quickly grown into a family of 4. And I have some pretty cool, pretty unique items here, I think. I still may buy a couple more. I almost hate to admit this, but I may sell off a couple more of my rifles, my Mossberg 146B, possibly my CVA Hunter, because now that I'm getting into 10-22s, I completely understand the addiction and why everybody wants so many of these things. There are just so many good options for them, so many cool different models that they had. 2 of the ones that I'm looking at, there's a full stock Mannlicher style one that the stock goes all the way up to the front of the barrel. Those are pretty cool. Also the M1 style that has the full walnut stock with the hole in the back of it for the sling and everything to look like an M1. And then there's also the one that looks like a Tommy gun or a Thompson submachine gun. All pretty cool options for these guns. Now the Thompson one, the stock kit itself is around $300. So I probably won't get that one unless I can find one used for a really good deal, and they really don't come up used that often. But the M1 style is definitely one that I'd consider getting, maybe the Mannlicher style. And then there's just so many other variations out there. I mean, if you wanted a quick look at how many different variations of this particular rifle you can get, Old Glory Guns and Ammo in southern New Hampshire probably has, I don't know, 20 or 25 10-22s, a lot of custom ones that they've done, some Talo models. They have both an M1 style and the Mannlicher style in stock, which is kind of what's getting me excited about this. So just a quick little update here. Again, don't buy Ruger 10-22s unless you want this to happen. So have a great day. From Cranky Gun Reviews, God bless America. Please support your 2A rights and have a great weekend.